Garcia, and welcome to the Backstage Pass for Leap into Live Selling. Let me tell you, I've got an amazing guest for you today. We're going to be talking about all the things, well, most likely like teasers, because as you already know, Leap into Live Selling is going to drop on April 24th and the 25th, and I can't wait to see you there because we are taking your live streaming skills to the next level. If you've been following along with the Leap into Live, we've done everything to leap into live streaming, leap into podcasting, and now it's live selling because as we know, it's estimated that in 2024, this industry is about to blow up to 26 billion. So there's so much that's going on. So if you've been thinking about live selling, whether you wanted to be a live selling host or a remote live production producer, this is the opportunity for you to learn from the Rocky Nash. She is absolutely amazing. She has this amazing talk coming up for Leap into Live Selling to talk about the profitable producer. So she's going to give you a sneak peek into all of that great stuff, plus a little bit into her mind-blowing success stories, how she's gone from the newsroom into the live streaming and all the different things. So having said that, let me introduce you to her. So Rocky Nash is the executive live producer and CEO at Savvy Streaming Digital Media Agency. She guides content creators through the content life cycle through all of her amazing work. She does social media strategy, live stream studio, or remote video kit building. She can even help you launch your digital show and create messaging that attracts brand partners. So if you're interested in that, you'll be excited for this as well. So having said that, Rocky, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hi, Stephanie. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm so glad to virtually be on the same screen as you.
It's been a long time coming. I feel like you and I have seen each other in different summits, different events, even in the ECAMM fam communities. And this is the one time that I'm like, oh, first of all, I get to see you on camera. And then tonight, hopefully in person.
Yes, I hope so. Coming to Vegas.
Coming to Vegas. That's true. So, Rocky, tell us a little bit about your upcoming talk for Leap into Live Selling. Because when I saw the title, Profitable Producer, I was like, ooh, tell me more about that.
Me too. I was like, ooh, because I didn't make the time.
Oh, you
there
did?
was like there were suggestions, of like all the different live producers and experienced, live streamers that are going to be part of the program. And I was like, ooh, that's a good one. Wow, you thought of me for that? I love it. Let's go. Let's deep dive into that. So when I saw it, I called up Katie and I was like, okay, what direction should we go in? And she's like, yes, that's exactly it. So basically, the profitable producer from my standpoint, it may be different for you, especially depending on what you focus on in live streaming. But I got my live streaming start by going live on a app called Periscope, and I am a Las Vegas expert. I used to, most like many residents in Las Vegas, we are the tour guide, right? When our family come to town. I also worked in VIP concierge, taking care of high rollers and celebrities, planning their itineraries. And so when someone told me about this app where you could go live and tell the world about your city, I just started doing it almost daily. And it grew really fast, and it naturally and organically attracted brand partners. I was like, I was only doing this on my lunch break. I'm like, I'm onto something here. This is amazing. It wasn't until people told me to monetize it that I realized it was a business, right? And then from there, I started doing public speaking. We've been on some of the same summits about the power of live streaming. And then from there, I started, well, how can I level this up? That's when I start working with gear companies and finding awesome software like ECAMM to build a rundown. And then I realized I had a digital show, and that's when I did marketing activations. And when a local news station needed someone who could help the newscasters and the MMJs or the multimedia journalists go live in between segments on air to tease their next hit, someone recommended me. They're like, I know someone. She knows all about live streaming. And that's how I got into the newsroom as a digital live producer, to bring in feeds from all over the US, to route them to the website, then to air, and then to produce live stream shows. And that's how I got my start. But then after 2 years, I was like, it's time to hit the road, go solo again. And so now I help businesses and experienced content creators, even some anchors who are trying to make their exit to launch their own shows. So that's how I got my start. It's maybe different than you, but it's okay. We can all win, right? That's what we're going to learn in Leap
It's
into Life.
Yeah, it's fascinating just to hear about your journey and how you're able to take all your different experiences. And the fact that you started on your lunch break with Periscope. I was like, no
I did.
way. From, some people are taking naps on their lunch breaks, and here you are making news on your lunch. It's fascinating to me. And to see you just, again, taking that newsroom experience, and now you're training other newscasters, anchors, and whatnot, and routing that information, packaging up, now offering it over to brands and businesses, just shows you how live streaming in general has absolutely evolved just in the palm of your hand. I mean, Periscope, for those that don't know, do you want to tell them what Periscope is? Because that's back in that, to me,
That's
that's
back in
like,
the
hey, that's
day.
OG.
It is OG. It's OG. Periscope was an app that allowed you downloaded it and you could press go live, and instantly your feed will be picked up. And around the world, people could tap on this red dot and see you streaming from your city. And that's what it was. It was acquired, I think, in less than a year from its birth by Twitter, and they absorbed the skeleton of it. And now that is Twitter Live. And then the Periscope app went to sleep, and it did not transfer over all your followers, but they could find you on what other platform you're going live on now. So it is now Twitter Live, but it was a live streaming platform called Periscope. It was a little purple circle with a little location symbol.
Yeah, I remember it. And I
Yes.
remember even then, Periscope, when it first dropped, I was like, can I do this? Is this something that I should jump into? But I went down the Facebook route. As you said, everyone gets started in a different way. The thing that I find most interesting too is, so I came from live streaming from the marketer's background. You are probably the third person that I met that came from the newsroom, is now into live streaming production and remote production. The last person that I had on Lights Camera Live, her name is Juliana White. She came from the newsroom. She did NASCAR
Oh,
reporting. Yeah,
exciting.
it's super exciting. And then now she does live selling for QVC and the shopping channel. So I'm like, there really is this opportunity where if you nail public speaking and you
Right.
nail live streaming, and especially ECAMM, this will open up doors for you. So do you find that in your industry, like news anchors are like, hey, if she could do that on her lunch break and she built this whole entire, savvy streaming production agency, what are you seeing? Do you get any pushback?
No, because I didn't actually get my start in news. My
Oh,
start
that's right.
was I was in working in hotels here in Las Vegas. I was a VIP concierge. I even worked in luxury watch sales before, and it was one of those collectors, one of my top collectors. Shout out, amazing people that were like, "Rocky, what are you doing here, talking to us about history and watches?" I'm like, "A watch is like a computer. I love technology." They're like, "I heard about this new app someone's investing in. It's called Periscope." So this was early, and I forgot about what he said. And then one day I just woke up and I was, oh, he told me about this app before I went into work. And I downloaded it, and it was Michelle Obama reading a book to kids in London. And I was like, I'm in the room with the reporter or the assistant that has their phone on. They were streaming on Periscope. And I was like, wow, I could be anywhere in the world in someone's pocket and they can talk right back to me in real time. The possibilities are endless what you can do with this technology. And that's when I was like, okay, this is something I'm going to at least do on my lunch break to kind of test it out to see where the technology is at. But in the beginning, I was just like, I just want to have fun, and I was helping people plan their trips to Las Vegas by answering their questions in real time. And I knew so much about my city, I could even show them behind the scenes things. I had access to like show you a little kitchen area of a fine dining restaurant. I had access to, and so I just gave that access to people. So I think that's why um, I didn't know what was possible with it. I didn't have a journalism degree. I just spoke
Ah,
about something I was passionate about, something I was confident in, so no one could fact check me. I knew I was right. Yeah. I had my phone. I tried to stabilize it as best as I could, and so what sold it more so was the story. It was the hotel started to notice and invite me places. They were like, "Oh, will you cover it, Stephanie?" To have less than 500 followers, because there was a new app, and then have tens of thousands of people watching you live, that's amazing because it was so new at the time. Now it's not, and we have many options of places to go live to. But that's when I knew like this is something. And then later on, getting invited, I didn't apply to work at a news station. They had an initiative to be digital first. And I had guest
mm,
lectured at my local university. A friend who was watching my streams, he was a local sports broadcaster on a local news station here, and he was like, "Can you come in and talk to my journalism graduate students? They're about to graduate, and they want to know how to build a reel of content on social media, because now that's kind of a requirement. You have your package, you have to be able to promote it on social as well. So it's not just being in news. You also, they want you to use your social media platforms also to bring that traffic back to the television station. And so I had already guest lectured about 3 times to these future sports broadcasters, of how to build content online and grow an audience. And when they needed someone in the newsroom that could build a digital studio, design a rundown, and teach digital producers how to go live, and if the anchors had time to run up to my set and go live, that's what they had me build and get ready for that launch to be Digital First Network here in Las Vegas.
Wow. I am
That's
just like,
that's how it happened.
Rocky, that is amazing. That is such a wonderful story to hear. And we have
Yeah.
Cindy Milligan who's in here too, and she said she's saying that she has a news background. So
Yes.
again, it's so fascinating, and the fact that like you're giving back to future journalists, just going out there and giving these guest lectures is so aspiring. Brenda Tate is in the comments just saying, wow. And then James Hicks is saying, oh my goodness, look at these champions. Go Stephanie and Rocky.
Oh, thank you, thank you. That's just proof that you can do it differently, right, Stephanie? And you can still win. That's what I like to tell them, that we all are experts of our experience and our story. We have something we can share. You don't have to take that route. I mean, I would love to have a journalism degree, but I don't. But my grandpa was a master storyteller. He didn't go to college, and I can tell an amazing story. That was my skill. And
Yeah.
if I could help even those who are more eloquent, those who have the education background, to go live confidently, then I was like, I have a place here. There was a space for me. And the interns even saw me. They're like, hey, you were speaking to me in my college class, and now you're here. I was like, I'm just as surprised as you are.
I love these
Yes.
stories. So, for those of you that are tuning in, I mean, if you love Rocky as much as I do and hearing her stories, she is going to be a part of the Leap into Live Selling event that's happening April 24th to the 25th. And if you don't know what that is, let's let Doc Rock tell you. That way, Rocky and I can have a quick sip of water. Here you go.
Aloha, ECAMM fam entrepreneurs. Are you tired of trying to find exciting ways to sell your products? Are you looking to reach an even bigger audience? Well, it's time to leap into the future of selling with ECAMM Live's Leap into Live Selling Virtual Conference. Live selling is the hottest trend in commerce right now. We're bringing you the brightest minds in the industry to help you master the art of live selling. You'll learn to create compelling content, engage with your audience, and best yet, convert viewers into customers. Our lineup of experts will have you on the edge of your seat. We've got live selling gurus like Stephanie Garcia, Rocky Nash, the Dealcasters, and more, who will teach you how to make your brand stand out from the crowd. Don't have a lot of experience? Don't worry. We got Miss Jackie Gonzalez coming to show you how to shine as a live selling host. But wait, there's more. We got our very own Anna Fulgens with the daily wrap up with prizes and surprises that'll make this conference an unforgettable experience. Plus, you'll get a chance to network with other family members and learn from their experiences and successes. So don't wait. Join us at Leap into Live Selling and take your business to the next level. We promise it'll be the most fun you've ever had at a conference. Sign up now at leapintolive.com. That's leapintolive.com.
Doc is so amazing. Have you met him in person yet?
He's coming to Vegas for NAB. I'm
Wait,
going to meet him.
when is
Yeah, this will be
that?
my first time meeting him. I love Doc Rock. I'm like, yes.
I learned so much from him. And sometimes I get in trouble because I'm like, okay, Doc, I don't know if I really need a 4 camera setup right now. I think
Right.
watching the both of you, that's gonna get me in trouble. What's the name of the conference that you guys are going to?
So we're going to the National Association of Broadcaster. It is the world's biggest broadcaster conference. So anyone in production, in news, and media, entertainment, that's where they go to learn about the full creative cycle, from ideas, content creation, and now with AI, they're going to also learn about that in virtual production. So it's the world show for broadcasting. Come on, you got to come out and
I
join us
know.
too.
I'm like, you're only a couple of hours away. I would love to make it there. Well, here's the
Make it.
thing too is, so for those of you that are watching, we've got Andrew Moon. He says, great stuff so far. I'm like, of course. Where I'm actually going to see him and the crew, Caleb, Katie, Ken, and Glenn in Boston when I go out there for this Leap into Live Selling event. And so I'm hoping to have a bunch of fun shenanigans in the background. We'll be bringing you in remotely. Is that right?
Yes, I believe so. I don't know. Let me know in the chat. Am I? What is it for leaping for like leaping to
Leap
live
into live
selling?
selling, yeah.
Oh yes, they'll be bringing me in virtually. Yes, I didn't know you
Okay.
all were. Wait, you get to meet up in person?
I get to meet up. Well, I mean, for the past couple of years, okay, to be honest, this is our fourth Leap into Live event, which is just mind boggling in and of itself. And we've always done it remote. I think we first kicked it off maybe like 2019. Yeah, it had to be in 2019. And so no, 2020, right in the middle
I
of the
think it was
pandemic.
2020 because I think I watched you from the newsroom.
Yeah, 2020, and I think we had maybe two in one year. So it'll be interesting. Who knows? Maybe we'll grow this into an in-person event. You know, you'll have NAB, you'll have Leap into Live Selling, and it'll be really interesting. But here's one thing that I want to ask you is, so you've been doing this, you've been teaching students, universities, newsrooms, multimedia journalists, going through that full life cycle, building digital studios and whatnot. What would you say is your biggest like success story for your clients?
Well, because my business, it was only about a year ago that I left the newsroom to start my own digital media agency. So I'm still new. I'm still a startup of sorts. I've run businesses in the past, but for the clients that I've had early on, it was great to discover, to find out how they found me, I think, because you can get caught up in comparison and wonder, why me? Like, why would someone choose me over someone who has this background or that background? And what I focused on was what I knew and just going live. One of my biggest success stories was being discovered by a large travel company to promote them on live stream. And the only way they found me was by doing a Google search of live producer Las Vegas. That's how they found me. And
Wow.
I kid you not, and I found myself in a room with 14 other well-known YouTubers. And I was like, wow, I'm not an influencer, but I'm here. Oh, I'm not this or that, but I'm here. That's amazing. And that was for me. And then, but a client then saw my work and was like, I need help with that. I'm not ready to hire a full marketing agency, but it looks like you know what you're doing from beginning to end. Can you at least get me comfortable and ready and start with a simple setup before I invest in that? I'm like, well, sure. So I offer kind of a one-on-one service. And I think that's what my clients love, is that I'm only able to work with 1 to 3 clients a month. And I enjoy that. I've had courses before and I probably will host group trainings in the future. But right now, the success is seeing my client go from mobile phone streaming to either a single camera, multiple cameras. You don't have to have all of that. I know they love to hear that from us when we have like full sets going on and lights and everything. But it's true. Like at my house right now, I'm only streaming for my one camera, my one mic, right? And a single light with a little ring light over here. But that's a simple setup compared to what I used when I've been in a television setup with 3 PTZ cameras and, switchers and all audio box, lots of different things going on. But all this to say, to see my clients go from a single phone to multiple angle cameras and then to get picked up then by a brand that wants to pay them or support their show, that's my biggest success story, is seeing my clients excel and thrive going live when they used to be so uncomfortable, and then they learned and mastered how to produce their own show. It's like I'm like, oh, I'm like a parent. I'm like, I don't have any children, but I just like, is it something like that? Probably not, but I just feel really proud of them when
You
they
should
finally
you
get
should
picked
be
up.
proud of them because it is
Yes.
a transformational journey, right?
Yes.
And I love what you said. And I don't know if you've ever shared this before, but you teach people how to thrive when they go live. And
Yeah.
there's so much in that, because there are people that go live and they're nervous or they're frustrated. They think that they need to have all these things, but you're teaching them you can make a living from this if you know the basics, and then once you go through that, then you could level up. We had this one joke about, I went to a conference and there was this laptop, and then all of a sudden the guy like pulled out the side screens. It was like an attachment, and I was like, you have a 3 monitor laptop going on right now. I was like, yep. And I was like, I mean, honestly, if you just like boop put on a webcam and an external mic, you're like, you've got a
I have
multifunction
that.
studio. Do you really?
I do. Because when I go to the CES, is the Consumer Electronics Show here in Las Vegas. I think it was my 8th year I went last year. But brands often send me things to test to improve my workflow, and I have a monitor that magnetically snaps onto the back of my case. It's on my YouTube channel. You can look at my CES coverage. I was in the media room, snapped it on, slid out the sides, and popped on. It's a startup out of Switzerland. They have something called the Edge Kit Pro, I believe. Popped on a little ring, a little light. I was trying to see if I had it on my desk, and also my phone, I could just magnetically attach it to the side as well. So I had my phone, I had an extra monitor, and I had a light, and I just went live. It was amazing. Yes, they have that.
Rocky, I swear, you and Doc Rock at NAB as okay, because I'm like, I want to go now, but
I want you to come. Please be my guest.
I feel like you guys are gonna like bust out with all this gear. I'm gonna be like, wow.
So I might have an extra one. I have to see. If I do, you can have it.
All right, well, I'll see you tonight. We're just like,
Okay.
hey, let's see it. Hey, so shout out to James Hicks who's joining in, and he's got so much love for you. He said, Rocky is the truth, folks. So again, if you haven't already registered for Leap Into Live Selling, the website is leapintolive.com. Rocky, are you on day 1 or day 2? Do you remember? I think you're day 2. I think you kicked it off
think I'm
day
day
2.
2, but I just blocked off both days because I'm a fan also of everyone that's going to be on the program, and we're all constantly learning. We're never done learning. So I'm going to see what I can learn from you all on day 1. So day 2, I can
Absolutely.
be better.
Yeah, I'm excited to learn from Anna and Fulgens too. They have that one show, Building Blocks, where they show you how to build different scenes in ECAMM. I was
Yes.
telling Rocky this morning, I was like, Caleb, how am I supposed to build this out? I was like, I need to pay attention to Anna and Fulgens. But this has been really exciting. If people want to learn more about you, Rocky, before the show, I mean, before the actual summit, because that's April 24th and the 25th, where can they get a hold of you right now?
Right now, you can get a hold of me at rockynash.com. You can learn all about my story. You can see my upcoming live streams. I even recently, I'm going to launch a little news section because I cover all the Las Vegas local events that have to do with technology and lifestyle, travel, and tourism. So just go to my website or Rocky Nash Live everywhere.
I am loving this so much. Okay, I do have to ask you a nerdy question.
Okay.
Because you're just like you're a live streamer like me. Are you also repurposing your content? Is that a part of your workflow right now?
It is. And sometimes I start posting individually to each platform. Like, what are you doing? You have the tools. So yes, I repurpose using Descript often. I know I love Descript, and it's just seeing how it's grown so much. And then I recently started using some other distribution platforms too. So I'm still testing them out, so I won't mention it, but it's so far been going really great. And I don't use it for everything, but what I have used it for is so amazing. My workflow is greatly improved using things like Descript to repurpose the content and mobile apps before I distribute it out.
Oh, I am
Yes.
so excited to learn from you and so much more. So, shout out to the crew that showed up today for the Backstage Pass for Leap Into Live Selling. We've got James Hicks, we've got Brenda Tate, who said that she's very excited, Andrew Moon, who's tuning in from LinkedIn. Hey, LinkedIn crew. So wonderful to have you here. And Cindy Mulligan. Yeah, I love seeing her too. Okay, so Rocky, thank you so much. Like I said, I can't wait to geek out with you, see you, and just now I'm gonna look at all these other conferences that are happening in Las Vegas. Like, how can I see her more often?
I'll send you a link to all the conventions happening in Las Vegas. I can't wait to see you.
All right. Thank you everyone so much for joining us. We will catch you next time. Take care for now and happy Friday. Bye everyone.
Bye.